Shiva. Just saying his name feels like touching the depths of existence. He is not merely a god or an icon to be worshipped. Shiva is the boundless, the uncontainable. He is the destroyer of limitations, the stillness amidst chaos, and the eternal mystery that pervades all of creation. Shiva is both the simplest and the most complex dimension of existence. He is the cosmic dancer who destroys universes, the silent yogi who dissolves himself in meditation, and the compassionate protector who takes on the burdens of the world. Today, let us delve into Shiva's essence, not as a figure of mythology, but as a living presence who guides and transforms us at every step. Shiva is not a being. He is beingness itself. He is often called Adi Yogi, the first yogi, because he embodies the ultimate state of consciousness, pure awareness, untouched by time, space, or form. He is also Adi Guru, the first teacher who shared the knowledge of existence with humanity. Shiva is often referred to as the destroyer. But what does this mean? Destruction is not an act of violence, it is an act of liberation. Shiva dissolves what is no longer needed, whether it is ignorance, ego, or even the physical universe, to make way for renewal and transformation. Creator and destroyer. Shiva holds within himself the paradox of existence. From his stillness arises creation, and into his stillness all creation returns. The void, he is described as Shunyata, the vast cosmic emptiness that holds infinite potential. In the same way that silence is the backdrop for sound, Shiva is the infinite silence that allows the play of existence to unfold, timeless and infinite. While the world moves in cycles, Shiva remains unmoving. He is eternal, beyond the cycles of birth and death, beginning and end. Key thought: to understand Shiva, you must go beyond logic. Shiva is the truth that exists when everything else dissolves. What makes Shiva so relatable is his dual nature. He is the supreme ascetic, utterly detached from worldly concerns, but he is also the most compassionate protector, deeply involved in creation's well-being. The Yogeshwara, Lord of Yoga, Shiva is the ultimate yogi. In his meditative state, he represents the pinnacle of inner stillness, where all dualities dissolve. His focus is absolute, yet his energy is boundless. Matted hair, Jata, represents his mastery over chaos. From his hair flows the sacred Ganga, symbolizing the stream of divine knowledge. Blue throat, Nilkantha. Shiva drank the poison of the cosmos during the churning of the ocean, absorbing it to save creation. This act shows his immense compassion and willingness to bear the burdens of the world. The family man. Despite being the epitome of detachment, Shiva is also a loving husband. To Parvati, the embodiment of Shakti, energy. Together, they represent the union of stillness, Shiva, and movement, Shakti. Shiva is also the doting father of Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, and Kartikeya, the warrior of Dharma, the outlier. Shiva resides in cremation grounds, smears his body with ash, and embraces beings that society rejects. He accepts everyone, regardless of their status, flaws, or virtues. This is Shiva's greatest teaching. He does not judge. He simply accepts. In his form as Nataraja, Shiva performs the Tandava, the dance of creation, preservation, and destruction. Every movement of his dance represents a cosmic force, the circle of fire, the eternal cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth. The drum, or damaru, the sound of creation, the vibration of Om, the seed of all existence. The crushing foot, Shiva, steps on Apasmara, the demon of ignorance, symbolizing the triumph of wisdom. Nataraja reminds us that life is a dance of change. Everything is transient, but in that transience lies the beauty of existence. Shiva and Shakti are not two, they are one. As Ardhanarishvara, Shiva teaches us that life is a union of opposites. The masculine and feminine are not in conflict, but complement each other, creating harmony. This form reflects the balance we must cultivate within ourselves. The balance between action and stillness, logic and intuition, strength and compassion. In his form as Bhairava, Shiva is fierce and protective. Bhairava destroys illusions and attachments, cutting through the ego to reveal the raw truth. Bhairava reminds us that destruction is not negative. It is necessary to clear the path for renewal. Shiva, as Dakshinamurti, is the ultimate guru. He teaches through stillness and silence, communicating truths that words cannot convey. True knowledge arises from within. Dakshinamurti reminds us to listen to the silence within ourselves. Shiva manifests in various avatars to fulfill cosmic purposes. These are not separate incarnations, but expressions of his boundless nature. Virabhadra, a fierce warrior created from Shiva's wrath to restore Dharma after the insult to Sati. Kalabhairava, the guardian of time and destroyer of arrogance. Durvasa, a sage avatar of Shiva, embodying the unpredictable and fiery aspect of divinity. Shiva's mantras are not just chants, they are vibrations that align us with his energy. Om Namah Shivaya, meaning, I bow to Shiva. This mantra connects us to the infinite within ourselves. Essence, a universal mantra for peace, clarity, and transformation. Mahamrityunjaya mantra, meaning a prayer for liberation from fear and suffering, invoking Shiva's grace to transcend the cycle of birth and death. Essence, a mantra of healing and spiritual strength. Om Tat Purushaya Vidmahe, Mahadevaya, Dhimahi, Tanno, Rudra, Prachodayat. A Vedic invocation to Shiva, calling on his wisdom and guidance. Shiva is not someone sitting on a distant mountaintop. He is ever present within and around us. In transformation, Shiva dissolves what limits us, old habits, fears, and ignorance. In challenges, when life feels overwhelming, Shiva shows us how to find strength in stillness, in connection. He teaches us to see the divine not as separate, but as the essence of everything. Shiva is not just a figure to be worshipped. He is a dimension to be experienced, a truth to be lived. In his stillness, we find clarity. In his dance, we find the rhythm of life. In his presence, we discover the infinite within ourselves. Shiva is not separate from you. He is the silence between your thoughts, the pulse of your breath, the stillness that lies beneath the chaos of existence. To know Shiva is to know yourself. Please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and leave a comment below. Your support helps us create more content like this. Thank you.